Good afternoon. This is the meeting of the Open Space Committee. It is a hybrid meeting. It's June 12th. And I got a few minutes after 2:30. This meeting will be video recorded and broadcast over local access channel 8 and to the town website, www.eastham-mass.gov. All right, we'll take a quorum. We'll take a voice count for quorum. Francis Lewis present.
Linda Dorflinger present.
Michelle Vion present.
Karen Strauss present.
All right, we have 4 members present, therefore we have a quorum.
Oh,
Rob Young present, and we have Kate Logan will be joining us in a few minutes. Joanna Buffington is absent. Okay, the first order of business is the minutes that Joanna sent out and I sent out. Are there any corrections on those minutes? Okay, do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion to accept.
Linda?
Second.
All right, okay, Francis, yes?
Linda, yes.
Michelle was not
Oh,
there.
you were not, so you don't vote.
Rob, yes.
And Karen, you weren't, oh, we have 3.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're still allowed to vote for minutes if you weren't
Oh,
All right, good.
present.
okay. Michelle,
right.
yes.
All right. Oh, you read the minute. Oh, I can't.
did read them.
I wasn't
And
sure.
Karen, yes.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Karen.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes approved, 5-0. And Rob, if you need any assistance on the minutes, the other ones, we'll talk after the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm taking them for today, right?
yes, all right. All right, first order of business is the OSRP, in which I have no new update. Michelle and I are continuing to help with the editing. And Michelle, maybe after the meeting, I have some files here, maybe you and I could
Perfect.
talk for a minute after the
Plenty of
meeting.
time.
Okay. Land management plan. Shayna has sent the application into DCR, Department of
Conservation.
Conservation and Recreation. They said they will review our stewardship application in mid or late July. And then she reached out to one of the foresters who works out of Easton, who said he's interested in developing a plan for us. I will keep you posted. So that was good because we only had 3 people to choose from. So, and we weren't going to get a forester to work on it until September anyway. So that is moving along. All right. Under the land management plan, there was an organizational meeting that I met with this, I sat in with the staff on May 23rd to clarify organizational issues at Wiley. And they sent out a draft of a organizational chart. And for our purposes, it turned out that any contact on any issue or anything to be done in the town, our contact is Alice.
So Alex is our contact.
Alex is our contact, and it turned out, here's a, it's not the final here. And I kind of color coded, it's quite complicated, but our contact person is Alex.
Thanks.
So that works for us.
Oh, can you share that with us?
I can, but it's not final. I will send it to the group. Shayna sent that out and you can look at it, okay?
Okay.
Conservation Department is down here a lot too, Karen. Yes, I'll send that out. I'll send it out to everybody after the meeting.
Great.
But it's a draft, it's not a final. All right, I will do that. And an update on at that land management meeting, we now have a waiver form to fill out before we do any work projects. And also before any work project, we need to send a short project description to Alex for him to share with Natural Resources, which makes sense. And
Even if it's trail management.
here she is. Look at who came. Welcome.
I'm Michelle. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. for the minutes, what is it, like 2:38, Michelle? Kate Hogan has joined us. You can put that in the minutes too. So can I share these with them?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so this is,
Oh, this is
a waiver. And that extra, all right, the question was, I asked Alex. The one project we're considering working on, Karen, is that we identified that there was ivy growing up trees in Cottonwood. And that could be a project that open space people could go out and snip the, around so that it won't continue to go up the trees. So do we fill one of these out for every project we want to do? And then or is this waiver good for us, for our committee members?
I think this waiver is good for the committee members to cover multiple.
So we fill it out once and we're covered whatever project we work on. As long as we've let you know what the project is.
Right.
for the
Okay.
duration of our
Term.
term.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
and.
So
Karen-
where's the trees with the ivy?
Cottonwood.
Cottontail.
The cottonwood, sorry, the cottonwood trees with the ivy. Where are they located?
Wait a second,
The cedar trees at Cottontail.
cottontail.
Oh,
right.
I thought you said cottonwood
I
trees.
knew
were-
that.
We haven't written out the project
Okay.
form. But that's what, and then Alex will share it with natural resources, and if conservation is involved, then you'll tell us, okay?
Can I ask a question? So Alex, Francis and I went out there to look at and we were trying to send you stuff on the app. Did you ever get it?
Those did come through.
You did. I wasn't here at the list, so you
Right.
did get it.
And we've made an edit to, which hasn't be an edit to the form that verifies that you've made a submission.
Great, that would be great.
So-
Because, yeah,
Even on the old icon that I have that Rob
Right.
downloaded for me,
Yeah,
there would be a
yeah,
submission.
so now that the program has changed, so now when you go to do a submission, we'll tell you that he got it.
okay.
Well, not that he read it, but that it went through.
Went through, that's all.
Because we did that, Rob, where we took our own photos and then attached them as
Right.
opposed to doing
But
it.
you didn't know whether or not they went anyplace. up
Right,
until that.
exactly.
Well, now, what does it say, Rob? You told me, and I forgot. Accepted, or, the word
Submitted.
Successfully submitted.
it says something there.
Yeah.
This was an example of what we hoped that volunteer app would do. You and I went out, we took pictures, we saw the problem. He got it. And then, it was a few weeks ago, you and I took
Yeah.
did a site visit. And then they came up with this project for us to do, to organize and do, and now we have the waiver. So they'll just drop these off to you.
Yes,
Do you-
you could drop those off at the conservation department and I'll give them to, assuming HR.
Okay,
So each one of us that's gonna do it fills one out.
Correct. Yeah.
it'd be good, I think, if you're on the committee and you do outside work to have this, or something comes up. So would you tell them where your office is, please?
So our office is relocated. We're no longer in the building department,
Oh.
in the small
And
cottage
the little one next to the firehouse.
in between the firehouse and.
You know that, as you're facing town hall.
Yeah,
Look to
I know
the
the
left, there's a
firehouse.
fire station, there's a little building. Oh,
that's where you are.
that's it, yeah.
That's the, Department of Health and Environment, so conservation and health.
And this waiver, Alex, is just if we're doing work on behalf of the committee
On town property.
on town property. We happen to be on town property personally, and God forbid something happened to us, it doesn't cover that. Okay,
Is this the? form
that
you
answers your question.
That's the form, so we can actually, they can fill it out
Do it
now.
right now.
Your
He
question.
can take it, he can take it with him.
Can you
Um,
email me a copy
Sure.
Yeah.
so I can look at it?
Are you gonna email her one, please?
I'll have to scan a copy.
All right,
I'll make that.
okay,
want? I'll scan it.
all right, so you're gonna get a copy, and then we still have to give one to Joanna. But I have a hard copy here.
If you want to scan one to me, I can attach it to the minutes
Okay.
and then we can have it in the minutes.
It'll be there. It's good.
That's a good idea.
Send
Alex.
to them via DocuSign and do it that way.
I'm sure that, yeah.
Yeah, because then they can print it out at the office if they need it.
It's. So, all right, so I'm just gonna say Alex. Will, that a copy of the waiver form is attached to the minutes.
All right, and just to recap, we're filling them out individually on the from the committee, giving it to Alex. We're filling out one copy to cover any projects. And before we start this cocktail acres, we have to create a short plan and
Yep.
submit it to you. Okay. That may start this summer with small groups working.
Okay.
And I'm gonna work with Linda on that.
Yeah.
All right. And I have a copy for Joanna and Karen's being sent one over email. All right, good.
And I like Karen's suggestion of taking pictures of the trails to have a documented path and then sending it in. Because I was having problems doing it all under the app,
Oh, you mean doing it at home?
doing it at
Taking
home,
pictures And then
taking
voting.
pictures,
Yeah.
then uploading from home. after the fact.
Because of the internet or,
The
or your,
internet does
or
not-
your
on
phone
your phone.
quality, right?
All right. Have you tried doing that? Okay, so then you could try it. Then you would
Yeah.
just upload it to Alex.
You send the form in once you get home
It's like
so
a-
that you have better
Right,
internet. That's all.
cool. All right.
Sometimes when you're out there, your phone is, funky.
This isn't blank one.
Is it the timestamp on?
Yeah, so that will be a
Different,
little bit
you know,
different,
kind of
but
says
you
it's
submit it.
2:30 and you're
Yeah.
here. or
But the
whatever.
photos have their own timestamp in the metadata.
They're, right, okay.
All right. All right. Conservation restrictions. I'm gonna let Alex talk, but. my
So anything more on the land
No, I
management
think
plan?
that's it. We're on to the next topic now, conservation restrictions. On the older collection of 14 CRs, Conservation Commission has signed off, ECF has signed off. Now it is in the state, in the present possession of the state. Is that true?
Correct, so the state's reviewing it. They found an issue with the way it was notarized, so they sent it back to me,
Cool.
that's been fixed,
Okay,
sent it back. They found another little tweak that needed to be made. So I fixed that, sent it back, so it doesn't need to be re-signed or anything like that, but we're going back and forth, and I think it should be good.
okay, but they're contacting you, well, that's good.
Right.
So that means
Got
they're
it.
doing it.
They
Okay,
have it.
two fixes so far, all right. And then,
I don't have an update for the other conservation restriction,
right,
the
the
well field.
well site, okay, status. All right. All right. Keep on that, all right. Anything else on conservation restrictions?
So is it in their hands or our hands, Alex?
Their hands.
It's in the state of
It's in the
Massachusetts.
state,
yeah.
okay.
You know that, what's the department that it gets sent to?
That gets sent to, the Office
EEA,
and Environmental Affairs.
What,
Okay.
what is that? E.
A,
EEA,
Energy and Environment.
Executive Office of Environmental Affairs.
Oh, executive
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Is
office
that who's signing off on it?
of environmental affairs. Huh, nice. There's probably a few lawyers working there, huh?
Well, there's few lawyers there. It doesn't mean hard.
Oh, sorry, it's Executive Office of Energy and Environmental
Oh,
Affairs.
executive office of energy and environment? Gosh,
Affairs, Environmental Affairs. It's so long.
yeah,
That's why everybody calls it E EEA.
Need a big business card.
okay. All right. Okay, moving on to the stewardship part of the meeting. On that organizational meeting, the signage Particularly we're talking about Herringbrook entrance, that big area. That signage is under the jurisdiction of the Conservation Department. So that's Alex. And what we want up there, now we can, we've been talking about this, we all know, for a bit of time. But now we can probably get something accomplished.
Is this Wiley Park?
Yes, the
The
signage,
entrance from Herringbrook
Herring
Road.
Good, thanks. So there are two things that need to be on this, couple of things that need to be on the signs. I gave you an email with the conservation, they're on their website, but just so you know what we're talking about. The Eastdam Conservation Commission Conservation Area Regulations. And then last month, we looked at these, and I believe you have a attachment of this, Karen, the Orleans Conservation Commission Public Use Rules and Regulations, which is a simplified version of the regulations. So our task, working with the Conservation Department and the Conservation Commission, is to determine what we want our signs to look at, to look like. These certainly, with the icons, is friendly to the public for a quick glance. We cannot post these, we have to choose.
Right.
And then there should be tick habitat information. And because of Wiley Park, probably if you consider adding something about a definition of voice control. Those would be some of the things we would work.
Francis, when did you send the Orleans?
That would have been the
What?
last meeting. I'll send you another one.
Okay, thanks.
That would have been last meeting. We looked at it last meeting, Karen. And what we particularly liked was there's a lot of icons that are very friendly to
Easy to, Recognize.
easy for a person walking in quickly to say, oh, let me look at that.
there's a line going through it means no.
No, yeah. There's no littering, no alcohol, no
Oh.
camping, no
Like an
hunting,
icon. This is-
no motorized vehicles. And then some
And we-
other, but we would have to personalize this, of course,
For
with
there.
Eastham.
And we
So-
should have added no power tools.
No power
Sorry.
tools? Well, that would have been, that would have been, no, thanks, Donna. Different issue, probably. So,
And so I guess the thought was that the open space committee could submit this sign to for the commission's approval. So the commission would review this beforehand and get their blessing. And then we would.
That sounds
we
good.
would look At Wiley Park and also other
Other entrances.
other
Yeah.
entrances.
Yeah,
And I think in Wiley Park, I would put it to, when we get it done, and that information kiosk we have by the playground.
which we recently found out that we have rights to.
Yes, so that will work easily. And then at that meeting, Jackie Beebe was there and she said that Kayla, administrative assistant in her office, has access to a lot of computer software and that she would work on creating signs the way we want them.
Great.
And she could actually find the
Appropriate
too.
icons.
Yeah,
the good icons.
there.
So our task is to, of these, well, you probably know by heart how many bullet points there are here, Karen. And pull out the ones that we think are very, very important for us to share with visitors.
And perhaps, either in the bottom corner or in the top right corner, we could have a QR code that would link someone to the full sheet of regulations, just so that.
Yeah, definitely.
And definition of voice control when it comes.
And then I see in the Orleans one, they had the penalties at the bottom. And you have penalties listed.
Yes.
Yes.
So Karen too, actually, looking at these, you probably very quickly could, circle some of the ones you would suggest that we include. So, okay, so
Yeah,
moving,
I do want to suggest that if Concom needs to sign off on this, it would probably be good to get it to us in time for the next meeting, which is June 25th,
26th.
26th,
I think it's
the next Concom meeting.
all right,
Is that the 25th?
Yeah. So I mean,
Because you're gonna have to have, there's gonna be time to get the signs done and deployed. So the sooner we get to that point.
So I have a picture of the Nickerson entrance from Herringbrook. So it just needs a couple things added to it. I mean, you don't have to make a
whole new sign.
whole new
Just get- If we
sign
can just get the stickers with the icons on them.
and the QR code. It's already there.
Plenty of space.
This is
That's from Nickerson
here.
at the end
I'll
of,
pass it around. On Herringbrook.
no.
that's it, at the end of, what you call
See, that's why I get
The beach.
confused. I get confused. You all talk about Wiley Park, but yet that's Nickerson and the other one is actually at the end of Cold Road, which is
it.
actually,
That's the one that ended.
this is at the Cold Road.
Yeah.
The other one is, I don't think it's.
Herringbrook Road. It's entrance to Wiley.
Oh, entrance to Wiley, but there's
Yeah.
there's another entrance to, I think it's Nickerson. I think it's
You mean from Cole Road?
from Herringbrook.
You're on Herringbrook Road, but it's opposite.
Yeah.
Cole. There's only, you can fit 2 cars there at max, and then you walk in that trail, sure.
There are 2 entrances. on
There's one
Herringbrook.
entrance you could.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 really.
Yeah.
There's 1400 Herringbrook, which is the main entrance to Wiley Park.
Oh, right, right.
There's the one next to the Herring Run. And then if you keep going,
Across from Bridge Pond.
yeah,
So this is,
and then there's one further along
That's Cool Road. So
Herringbrook towards Samoset.
some stickers with those icons could be added. You don't need to do a
Decal?
sign. Yeah, decal.
It would depend how complicated this was compared to, I mean, what we end up with, yeah. But
Right.
it's a good idea, I mean, the sign's there.
Yeah.
And,
it'll be quicker too.
so this needs to be done. Today is the 12th,
Next week.
yeah, so could we? It's always that, we have 2 years and then we do it.
So what do you need? People to do that?
Yeah,
next week?
we need I think we need 3 people because. So Michelle, did I see your hand up? Yeah. And Bob,
And Linda.
And Linda.
Linda. All right,
And
So-
can you send, or did you have the Orleans one?
I'll resend you all the Orleans
Send the
ones,
Orleans.
because it wasn't last,
I'm sure I've got 'em.
last one.
Yeah,
But
wasn't
we
it?
will,
minutes?
okay, so if you 3 can get a time. And then go through the Orleans, look at this model. And
Submit it to you. You can
yeah,
look
then
over it,
our
you can
committee
send it out to
will
Karen.
look at it, we'll look it over and people can
We can
give
get
any
it to Karen
input.
before the
And
25th.
Karen too, and then tweak it a little bit and see if we can get something for the
25th.
25th.
That'd be great.
That'd be great, super.
So I usually send out my staff report end of day Friday. So I can attach this to my staff report that
You mean
So the
next Friday?
21st. So he needs it by the 21st.
Yeah, just keep in mind open meeting law requirements when you're having these conversations.
Well, they got 3
It's like a
people
working
doing,
session.
working on it. Then. You can share that. And if
Individually.
people respond individually, say. To whichever one of you was
Well, I
sending out the
I
email
wouldn't share it as a group email. We'll send it out to you individually.
individually, send it out individually and we can respond individually.
Yeah, I'm just saying that makes 4, so that makes a quorum. If you add another person into the discussion and they're responding to you.
So the three of us can just do it in the hell with you.
Yeah,
And we'll just- like just send it to Karen.
Yeah. they were trying,
Like, Karen's in the committees, we can't send it to her. We're gonna send it to Alex.
this is a
Yeah, we
work
send it to
session.
Alex by the 21st.
This is a work session, so once we get a final one and then the Conservation Commission is gonna look at it. And then, I mean, we can slow the whole process down and then have a meeting and then we all approve it.
What
No,
about,
no,
what about-
That's not
what about if the three of us work on it and we send it to Alex and then Alex can share it? That's not me talking with Francis, that's Alex just sending it to Francis and to Kate. And then if they have any additional things, fine, and then it could go to the COSCOM committee. So if we got it to you by Friday morning, we'd have it to
Yeah.
you. We have it to you by
It
Thursday.
might be helpful if I look at it before it gets to.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
I would-
but
yeah.
Alex can send it to you, because if we
Oh,
send it.
you said Kate, I'm just,
And you're, no, well, Kate should
Oh.
see it too, and then Alex can then forward everything to you, and that way we're not dealing with you directly as a fourth person. And then ultimately, your committee's the one who has to look at it anyway, so we're good. We'll send it to Alex.
Right,
Can we, put a date and time before we leave here?
The three
Get
of us,
together?
yeah.
Sure.
yeah. Would you like that?
Like,
Okay,
So we're sending it to Alex by the 20th.
Yeah.
The Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay,
And
don't worry
that's-
about the icons because the administrative
Kayla will do.
will find those. Get your bullet statements.
right.
That's
What we need to cover.
Yeah,
Those
the,
burning desires that we have.
right, okay, cool. All right. And also on. So you guys are gonna come up with a date. Back on Wiley still. We have those 2 logs that are blocking the path. Did that get addressed yet?
So they shared that with Natural Resources, when I was out there at a site visit on Tuesday, I didn't take note whether or not that had been addressed. Has anyone been out there?
Not since I gave you the pictures when we
Okay.
met, so
Okay.
I'll be walking through there tomorrow.
Okay, so
I'll let
but
you know.
naturally, they know about it
You
though.
know,
Okay, as long as they know about it, that's good. And then, Karen, can you talk about, and Alex, what the Conservation Commission has decided to do about the different openings on the pond? Is that official? Are you still working?
that's official. So, based on the conversations that we've had at Open Space and at the Concom, Alex prepared an administrative review to add a sand drift fence at the opening to the left of the dog beach to block that area to allow it to try to revegetate. And that would get a sign that an educational sign that talks about it being a restoration area and so on. And we're going to approve the wordage on that sign, I guess, at the next meeting. We also voted to approve the purchase of 2 cellular game cameras, one to be located in the area around that fence in the dog beach, and the other one to go at Nickerson in the area that people had been using to launch kayaks. And this is for the purposes of monitoring, not enforcement. And at the dog beach, it's particularly to monitor the fence in case any damage is done or it's removed by visitors, so that there can be a speedy repairs or replacement done. So that would let people know that we're taking this seriously and we're trying to encourage people not to create their own opening. So this is a trial to see how one goes,
Right.
Oh,
and then
Sounds good.
we'll talk about it.
Two questions on that. Are we recording that? If so, how long are we holding on to the recording? And second question would be, are we legally responsible to put up a sign that people are being recorded?
Right, that's,
Right?
Oh.
I think they always have.
I think
to.
that's
It's pub,
Audio.
I don't
right?
think so. It's public
Usually-
pro,
Usually images.
Well, I'm just curious because I know
That's
that
my
when it comes to like traffic cams and stuff like that, legally, there has to be a sign up that that pictures are being taken. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm leaving it up to the town and it's the town's problem, not mine. But
But
whenever
good
you
point.
whenever you take a picture of somebody, and there's a camera there has to, you go into a convenience store, there's no recording of voice, but they have to have a sign up. So
Okay.
I just want to, and that's somewhat of a deterrent too. I know it also could cause a problem, people ripping down the camera, but that's beside the point. I would just want to be on the safe end of that it's okay to take this video of the people. I know when we sell houses, we have to fill out a form that says, are there any recording devices in the home, whether they be audio or not? If there's video or not, we have to do that. So I just
Wow.
want to make
Good.
sure that the town,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I think it's great. I think it's a great deterrent. I actually think the signs might help too. But legally, I don't want somebody to come back and say, oh, you're illegally recording us.
well,
Yeah.
I know a lot of game cameras that have been deployed with no such warnings, including Audubon.
Right.
Puts them out.
But are
as
they
a
using
therapist.
it to record game or are they using it to record?
Anything that goes,
we're-
anything
Right,
that.
but we're technically not using it to record game,
game.
Mhm.
really.
Well, we're also not using it for enforcement. We're using it for
Right.
data collection.
I just feel like he's right though, why not do
But,
this?
yeah.
I would just
Yeah.
be concerned.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I
And then
think
how long
Alex-
is it retained?
Yeah, do you know how long we're gonna retain them? I think it's great. Or it like, 48 hours, so you can go back and check and see, or who's checking it anyways? Who's that
It's sent to the cloud.
sent to the cloud?
Yeah.
So it's not a
But
live, it's not a live stream like at the beachcomber. Okay. I'm just curious.
It's like,
I mean,
oh,
I
let's
look at
watch
the,
Rob
I look
walk
at the
while he's covered.
beachcomber all the time, but I mean,
Let's watch Rob's dogs.
But yeah, so it's sent to the cloud. I'm sure it can be downloaded.
okay, all right.
If there's
okay. I
interesting
would-
wildlife, that will
Yeah.
probably think that that's something that could be shared, but I don't think there's any intent to share
Yeah, no, that's
people's
fine,
general activities.
right. But we saw,
But
some-
it's definitely worth checking out.
all right, just want to be on the
Thank you for-
safe side.
Thank you for bringing it up.
We don't need a lawsuit.
And when is?
No, we have enough of those. No, sorry.
Yeah, right?
So is
No-
that
no
one
com-
sign?
No
one camera,
comment on that one, Karen.
One camera,
Cameras.
two cameras
one sign.
and one sign.
All right,
And as a kid, and I know that Nick is saying, and on the dog beach, I was looking at my notes, which is the one that's being,
the
closed off?
left, the left.
To the left.
The left.
The one where the roots are sticking
Oh,
out
that-
and all that.
What I call the first, walking in the first.
If
one.
you, walking down that way,
Okay,
it's,
walking in
yeah,
the
so it's
first.
gonna be the one to the right, it'll still be open.
Okay, all right.
Which
Yeah,
the fence actually takes you to, so that's
Right,
okay,
right.
yeah, the fence takes you to the dog beach.
right?
All right, so this will be up within the month?
I don't have a firm date when this is gonna go up. We'll get the sign
Okay,
put together. Cameras, so. A month, I'd like to shoot for that.
Yeah.
But,
sometime in July? Good. All right. Well, excellent, excellent.
Do we have a sense of when the other signs might be deployed?
What's Sandy Meadow?
After we do this,
say that again, Karen?
No, at Wiley and Nickerson, just a,
yeah, the
Time
ones that
frame.
we're gonna,
The ones we're creating
Yeah.
next week. Well, if it's a sheet of paper,
Those, once the commission approved it, and it gets put
It'd be
together,
after the 26th.
it's just a matter of laminating it.
Okay, so it's just going on a laminated sheet of paper.
At this point, so that
Okay.
we can
Then, yeah.
share with people this summer.
Right,
It might not be the final product.
we'll need a real sign,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but for this summer, would that be?
I think.
I think that would
I think we
serve,
should for that.
yeah,
We can
yeah.
put it at the informational part and get it at the Herringbrook entrance. Get that
It's
information.
better than what
and
we
then
have.
send.
Yeah.
And there's no signage when you come off Samoset Road. No. And then maybe shoot for that, and then if we find we like it, I mean, all the other properties can all use the same. sign,
Basic sign.
This basic sign, right?
Did we want to put a small sign at Nickerson at the boat launch to tell people that a very small sign to say no boat launching, just
Yeah,
to
it would-
reinforce that?
That wouldn't,
We
that
could,
wouldn't
we
hurt.
could put this,
This same whole sign could be by there, but I
Mhm.
mean, they've already made it into there, but
Right.
there's
Yeah,
no,
I'm thinking
there's no harm in
something a little-
reinforcing. it.
no
It'll
boat
probably take a
launching.
walk immediately.
You'd have to
but-
come up with that language, no boat launching or kayak launching unless at the approved location.
Well, yeah, or just no boat launching at this location.
Yeah, it's no,
Yeah, well, then,
no boat, no kayak, no
No kayak.
SUP,
at
Mhm.
this
no
location,
flotation devices whatsoever.
Well, that's, we didn't outlaw
well,
inflatable.
flotation they use at the swimming area.
Yeah, okay, so then no kayak, no
Yeah.
SUP, and no
Mhm.
boat.
Okay,
That works.
Yeah.
Is that the sign that would go with the boat launch?
Yeah,
That-
and it,
We do at Herringbrook and at Nickerson, but primarily at Herringbrook. Entrance to Wiley.
Got it.
I thought right at the boat launch site.
Right.
It's
That's
already
a
gonna
good
go
idea.
on the,
but
Right.
when you say boat launch, you mean the other side of Great
No, we're
Lawn?
talking about, there are people who
No,
boat
oh.
launch right into Nickerson off of that same path.
All right,
you know, that area at Nickerson that is now kind of a lagoon that's threatening the trail.
yeah, right there,
That,
okay.
that
right
has
there, too.
increased in water volume and so on
Right.
because
Where
of
all
the
the
boat
roots
keels
are.
and.
They
Right,
they walk
okay.
them right in. You'd be
Right.
surprised on it.
And they pull them right out, so the keels
Yeah.
have been,
You'd see,
yeah,
God bless them.
yeah, so a small, simple sign right there. And I expect it'll disappear regularly.
Well, that would be according to this organizational chart, Conservation Department, so Alex,
But we have the game camera, so we'll know.
um, a sign at this point. Short and simple and laminated, because we don't, we
Right.
want to get the information out for this summer.
Right, but if you put it at the entrances of where they're coming in with those,
That's what we were
you know,
thinking.
it doesn't necessarily have to be
Right,
exactly
right.
where they're putting the boat.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
But it's already going on those rules and regs signs. Do you think a separate specific one that says no boat launching here?
I think maybe for this summer, sure,
Mhm. Okay,
up on
Because
the
it's changed.
trees, it's
I
a
think-
change.
I thought you were gonna have informational material where you block off anyway, right? Did I?
Well,
hear
that's
that?
at the
Well,
dock.
Are you not
yeah.
gonna have any informational on the Nickerson one?
we're not blocking off the Nickerson.
We're not
one.
blocking off that one at the end of the bridge before you
Yeah,
go into,
okay.
that's not being blocked. We just want to tell people you
Yeah,
can't
you're
put your
not
boat
doing
there.
launch there.
Yeah,
Just take
we're starting small and seeing how
Right,
it,
it's best to
Yeah.
then learn
We gotta go.
what works and what
and,
doesn't.
yeah, and the select board knows that we're doing this because I asked Suzanne Bryan to let them know in case they get any feedback from people visiting.
You always get feedback whenever there's a change, so.
Right, but in this particular one, there's a lot of energy, or
Okay,
should we say passion behind it, so they didn't get necessarily a timely heads up when we were gonna be discussing the change in regulations, use regulations, so.
okay.
So just to summarize, a sign at the entrance
So at the entrance and at the
and
actual-
at the launch.
where that
That's
hole is.
Okay,
at the former unauthorized lunch spot.
All right,
It'll be interesting to see the data
okay.
from the CAMs on whether people are following the rules.
Okay. So we have a plan for signage.
Right.
All right, so, okay, that's done. Okay, anything else? Okay, I'll move on to the next topic. Sandy Meadow, interpretive signs. Alex again is our contact here with Fossil Graphics. And,
I'm way behind.
okay, well, this is what we, thought this is the plan we had going forward. That we were going to ask Fossil Graphics for a quote on using their design services to, raise the images to the proper resolution for printing. Now,
I'm not sure they can,
yeah, go ahead, Karen.
I'm not sure they can do that, but
Well, I think it was
Why
to
not ask?
replace
We're gonna
if
ask
they
them,
had to.
we were gonna ask
Mhm.
them that, and, so that but that they will respond back and then we'll go from there. We'll get the information from them.
Okay.
How they work with it. It's a big company, so we're assuming they have some design. Well, it's not design. The design, we're solid on. Everybody
Yeah,
likes
the
the
design
The
is
design
great.
is finalized. It's just getting the proper resolution. So we're gonna ask them to see if they can solve that problem for us. And then for the big sign overlooking the bowl, again, we're reaching out to Alex, who's good photographer. We're missing the grassland, the heathland, the scrub pine oak and the pine oak pictures for the four sides. We need to do that too. So that's where we are on the sign.
So I'm just tracking from last week, or last meeting. Did Fossil give a quote?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We
Okay.
reached out to
We
them.
reached out.
Or is that the only place we're going for a
Well,
quote?
we wanted to get an answer from them. And then if the answer is yes, we're golden. If the answer is no, we don't do that, then we'd have to find a graphic.
But
Sure.
Fossil is the company that's gonna
That's
be
the one we're
making the
working.
signs. That's who we're working.
Got it. And how long do they normally take to give a quote?
Usually pretty good. Like they were ready to make the signs 2 months ago.
But they asked for us to approve the resolution. Oh, all right. So, we ran into one of the people being on vacation too. So that we had a person who wasn't familiar with the project too. All right, so that's where we are on the signage. And on the second piece for Sandy Meadow, the trail, the ADA extension, the CPA money is there. So, Alex go ahead, Karen.
I
please.
got an email from Stacy, what's her name? Ratty or Waddy?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Today, asking me to e-sign the grant contract.
Say that again?
Say that again, you lost it.
Sorry, let me just pull that email up for a second and, okay. Stacy, who you know is the CPA,
Yeah, there's the.
Yeah.
She's the person who works in the office and handles the CPA.
yeah,
paperwork.
yeah, she sent me an email today with the Sandy Meadow Accessible Trail Grant Agreement and asked me to review and sign it.
All right. So we put, now that we have it, okay, we put another request into DPW for the project. Because we know the money and Alex has sent that out. And we're waiting for an answer from John Ruffley. And if not, if the answer is no, we need to find another contractor. But we have to wait for that answer first.
last time he didn't respond at all.
But now we have this new, we're hoping a new organizational chart where he knows Alex
Right.
is the contact.
Yeah.
That's why Alex sent the email. So that's where we are on that. And also, we can finalize the trailhead sign at the beginning. Because we know the length of the ADA extension. It's one loop, so it's only gonna be one color. Correct? Alex, again, that organizational chart was probably gonna
Well,
It's one box.
increase
right?
your work level. That.
You might want two colors on the trail, one for the ADA portion. And then another one for the rest.
That would be simple enough to do, red and blue, or not, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And,
As we were avoiding red.
yeah, and green, I used, yes.
Right.
That would be.
Well,
simple.
there's blue, isn't there blue and yellow color blindness as well?
Well, it was
Just say black.
it was pointed out by somebody that there are arrows on them. So even if you're colorblind, you can still see an arrow.
Okay.
So you won't get totally lost.
Yeah, but we do need a
But
higher
we're
resolution.
trying to stay away from red and green.
Eventually, if you walk in one direction, eventually.
You will hit the ocean at some
Yeah.
point.
We do need a higher resolution map for that graphic.
We do.
So we do, and
And so,
And the thought was that Paul Lag might be able to produce one from the GIS.
so if I understand correctly, we're gonna hold off on this sign, and pursue the meet your neighbors and.
the first two that they were working with Fossil Graphics on it, Meet the Locals and the Bowl.
The ball.
Those are the ones we need that. We're not,
The other one we're holding.
this one we can't submit until
So we find-
Paul Lag's office gets to put the GIS information
Right,
Right.
and all that. So that one won't be happening.
that's at a later date.
That would be a later date. I
Correct.
mean, that's no way can that happen with summer,
Correct.
getting that done. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on Sandy Meadows?
So this ADA signage won't happen this summer. So
The ADA probably won't be extended until. the
Well,
fall.
we're hoping to extend the trail in the fall.
Fall or winter. Yeah.
DPW,
They have a very
hopefully
busy
by
schedule,
the fall.
very busy
Well,
schedule.
and if they
I-
can't do it, then we'll have to put
I've
out
had
a request for.
just
quotes.
today finally came to take care of the sinkhole that developed in front of my house. That my friend who was mowing my lawn lost his lawnmower and himself in, but they did come. Yeah, well,
God.
it's part of this, the storm drain.
Oh.
So it seems that once they uncut, I know too much now, which kind of scares me, but that's the point. Hey, don't
Helpful
drive
for
down
us.
Kingsbury Beach, that's all I can tell you. When they
Those are all
uncovered
fun.
it, it's one of the older storm drains. And whoever put it in many years ago, just never really connected the storm drain part to the pipe. They just kind of like stuck a pipe down there. So it basically all just, meanwhile, my neighbors up this, just one house up has a storm drain in front of his house, which doesn't work, and his entire yard becomes a pond,
Oh, my
and we have
gosh.
ducks there every time there's a rainstorm. No, full, like,
Yeah.
on ducks. But anyways, they filled the hole and I pulled out and I said, so what are you doing? And he says, well, he explained the whole thing to me, which of course he shouldn't have. And I would have if I was him. And he said, well, we put like a cloth around it and we think that will hold it for a little while. So anyways, that's,
Oh,
so
wonderful.
DPW, and it
So
took them 3
it's-
weeks to come. and
So
take care
we're
of that.
talking about. the
But I
fall.
did get a big cone with a red light blinking right away, so that was good. And-
Nice.
And
Safety.
Dig Safe came right away, so. you
Dig
can't-
Safe, they're pretty
Yeah.
prompt.
But anyways, DPW probably won't be till the fall,
Okay.
if they do it at all.
Well, on the letter, Alex said he put fall or winter
Yeah,
too, to get,
it's not,
that's a good
it's not
time.
a priority. I
That's a
mean,
good
they
time.
got so much
Yeah,
stuff.
they're
going on
really
during the
busy.
summer.
Yeah.
Summer's too busy.
Somebody's too
I
busy,
mean, unless they took the guy off
right,
who sweeps the streets, my street at least
right.
every other day.
But,
Okay.
but I think maybe
Seriously. Every other day.
there
Gary?
also should, since the DPW is not there's not a great expectation that the DPW will engage in this project, that it might make sense to also prepare the request for quotes or an RFP concurrently.
Doesn't hurt, we could ask
Yeah,
a few
no.
places.
Right, right.
It's $100,000 budget, so that
I thought
requires
it was
multiple.
80.
No, they upped it.
They upped it again?
The CPA committee gave us
I'll do
100.
it.
Wow. Oh, April.
I'm pretty sure. Let me just,
Yeah.
You.
is it 80? I think you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought I was looking up something to talk to Alex. I know they moved it from.
Sorry.
six-
They,
Up to
they
80.
bumped it 80.
80,
Yeah,
80.
yeah, here it is, 80.
All right,
It
Okay.
seems like a long time ago.
it is. Okay, so we need, now I know if it's less than 50, you can get quotes. Over 50, you need to do this request
RFP.
of RFP, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So,
So we need approval to do an RFP?
so who puts together the RFP?
Shayna.
That's gotta come from the Shayna.
Is there a process to request to put out an RFP?
Do we have to wait till we ask the DPW?
We already have already.
No, but I meant, do we?
We have to
Do
wait.
we have to wait for their
Yes, no.
response? Yeah, we
Yes,
still have to
no.
wait for their response
Got it.
because
So Shayna.
they're us.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but
Um,
how much time do we give them? A month?
Well, that's a good point.
2 months?
So Alex,
I would like to get a response from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you have
right,
to.
yes,
You don't
right.
wanna,
On just
So-
so we.
right,
you don't wanna
Good.
step
that
on
makes
toes.
sense. We're all working together here. All right, and then
No, I'm not saying put it out publicly, but I'm saying that it doesn't hurt necessarily to prepare the document. So if we don't get a timely response from them, that we're ready to move ahead instead of having
I
that
get it.
additional delay.
Right, all right. So
Prepare.
if you said Shayna, I'm in contact with her. I will share where we are. So that she's aware of what's
Right.
going on and the timeline.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Now, the next thing is the volunteer monitoring app, and we already talked about it a bit with the Cottontail work plan. And it's working. So, we've covered that already. And on the website, trail map updating, I know Rob, Linda, and Joanna have been out having fun in the woods, telling
Yes,
people
I-
where to go. So you
We-
want to catch us up to date?
I'm always telling people where to go. But it has nothing to do with the trails. We have finished Wiley and the Wiley extension area, and we finished a third of Nickerson. I just received yesterday the additional blue arrows so that we can finish Nickerson. And then our goal was then to do Cottontail, I'm pretty sure in orange. I think we said, right?
We were awaiting our waiver.
Yeah, we couldn't go any
Go
further
further.
because Francis had informed us that we needed the waiver to do the rest of the work. So, but now in addition to that, yeah, so let me backtrack that.
So Wiley's complete.
We.
Yeah.
We're hoping to do a third of Nickerson. And we'll finish Nickerson probably
And then
maybe
go on
next
to-
week. We can go, and then we'll go on the Cottontail.
Maybe if you send Alex an email with your color scheme,
Right.
he
Yeah.
can inform.
Well,
Natural
I gave it
resources.
to him, so I gave,
Oh,
when
okay,
the
you
other,
already know it.
when I was in the office the other day, we gave him that. So he's good, and then we'll finish up probably next week. The two of us can just bang it out.
And so the properties with like a single trailer, there's all gonna be orange, or are they gonna be?
In other words, so Wiley is yellow.
Yeah.
The little bit of the side annex is orange. And then Nickerson is blue. And then Cottontail will be whatever we have the most of. We either have yellow or orange, probably orange. And then eventually we can do Sandy Meadow and the other Higgins, I guess we could do too.
Higgins is only one line.
Yeah, so we could do a color there, but we'll be done with the main thing. And I just as an aside, which was kind of nice for us to experience, we ran into a couple who were staying in Wellfleet, who had their dog, who their friend, there's only one place to take, what they said you had to sneak the dog in. But there's only one place to take the dog to get to water in Wellfleet, and their friends who they were staying with recommended Wiley Park. And they were lost. And they were so excited to meet the two of us because we had just finished doing a lot of the arrows. And we explained it to them. And they went, "Oh my God, you're doing this for us." And we said, "Yeah, we are." But yeah, so it felt good, for them to see that. And then we ran into some locals, some people walking through and we're so excited to see it. Because most of those trail markers, which we only probably ended up removing maybe three, had been overgrown by the trees.
Yeah.
And they were a combination of arrows and backpackers, which we kind of like found backpackers to make no sense because backpackers going to go through. The trails are not that long. Yeah, I'd rather see somebody with a baby carriage, which is going to be part of the mapping thing, is that what's going to be friendly as far as, hilly areas or baby carriage areas. But it was great. It was great to have that feedback immediately.
That's
So,
great.
Yeah, we'll finish that up, and it's
I've seen
pretty,
some of the blue ones
yeah.
are awesome.
yeah, it's pretty, self-explanatory. So at least you kind of like know, because especially like in some parts, like in Nickerson.
Heading over to
here-
Nickerson, you don't know.
Yeah,
which
you don't know, you
direction
can
to
go this way, you can go this
Right,
way,
right.
so, and we're trying to make, even though the arrows are going in a certain direction, I mean, hopefully people are smart enough to realize you can walk in the opposite direction and find your way out. So.
Not everybody. can.
Well, yeah, we try. You can see, we have a couple of trees where the arrow goes like this. I thought, so it's like the scarecrow. But just so they know when they get there, here you go, now, here you go. But, yeah,
Otherwise,
so
you'll
we'll-
have to go back and put double-sided arrows.
yeah.
That's
So,
right.
but it's working out well, I think.
Or give them a mirror.
So we'll be done with that.
Excellent job.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you. And then, as we already talked about, these colors will get put on the official,
They'll be on
the
on
upgraded
upgraded map.
maps. And,
So are we doing one of these?
Once we have them.
well, we have to get the map.
A brochure like that, it'd be like a sheet of like an 8.5 by 11 page for each trail.
But you'll also be able to have a QR code, so you can have it on your phone for the trail. The other thing, it will be like specifics, how long the trail is, any restrictions, whether you can have a baby carriage, stuff like that.
But you
And-
have to be at the trail to do the
well, the QR code, you'll be able to get it off the website.
Oh, off
too.
the website.
It-
so
And
People
and
like this.
and the maps, yeah, well, we want to have something so you can have it also at the visitor center. The
Right.
East End Visitor Center, when people come, because these people had no clue. The other thing is that, where was I going with this? Is that, it will be in a different place on the website. Right now, for the trail maps, unless you know who the hell Open
It's-
Space is.
Right, it's hard to find.
So it will be more predominantly
Right.
so people can
Yeah, because
utilize it. Yeah.
Because people have asked.
And we'll
We have-
hopefully we'll have something completed maybe as early as Windmill Weekend. And that would be a
We could have it
wonderful
at the
thing
booth.
for us to hand out at the booth and get people to be more aware of who we are and what we do. And maybe get involved themselves
Right.
as friends of open space.
Right. It's like these could be at the super rad or, or something,
Right.
wherever people stop on the way in.
Yeah. There's a smaller version whose is that?
Orleans.
Yeah, Brewster has a smaller version.
Yeah.
That's probably what ours will be more like,
Okay,
because that's expensive.
yeah, no,
To
that's.
print out.
that's- It really is, right?
Did you work on that?
Alright.
Okay,
Not that one, but I worked on the maps.
The maps on the actual
for-
thing, right?
For the Orleans Conservation Trust,
right.
their coastal maps.
Alright,
Yeah, and if we could move the QR codes to a more intuitive space, that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
On the
I mean,
website.
I
'Cause I
foresee,
couldn't find them.
I foresee during the summer when you have someone sitting at the
Priest.
booth collecting money at Wiley Park,
Anything.
and people are coming in, they're gonna walk through it. There's no reason why that person can't hand out a one-sheet thing of the paths at Wiley Park, besides having it posted like in the little box,
You mean when they pay their money to go
Yeah.
in? Yeah.
you know.
That's not gonna create a litter problem?
excuse me, Karen?
I'm wondering if that's gonna
Alright.
create a litter problem.
Well.
Well, there's a no
there.
litter sign there,
Yeah.
so, and we'll have a camera watching them litter, and we'll, you know,
Yeah,
we'll have to get them.
alright, and,
What are we up to?
so really,
We had talked about that earlier when we thought about having a kiosk at Sandy Meadow with a trail map.
yeah,
So-
Right.
yeah. I want to talk about that, but that's under old and new business, so I have an idea on that. Okay, so website, trail map updating coming along, trail markers coming along. All right. So our summer schedule, I can just in leadership, I'm continuing with the Forest Committee and Joanna will continue with CPA. And is that other?
Well, the meeting minutes from last time said we'll vote on whether or not to hold official meetings.
Yeah,
in
but that's what we're
July.
gonna have to decide. Okay, so there are two summer dates of the third. It's July 17th, August 21st. August 21st, my feeling is that you definitely have to meet if we're gonna do a windmill weekend.
Yeah, you have no choice.
So that one it's a must. So the discussion for you to think about is July 17th. We have several committees going. Is it useful for those committees to have us come? Joanna said she's fine with whatever our decision is. To have that July meeting to touch base or solve any issues. That, or the subcommittees, our projects, the Sandy Meadows signage and trail extension, the monitoring app. The trail markers, the ivy pruning, and the map updates. Would we have to get together to have a vote on any of those things? Because you have to have a quorum for a vote in the public meeting.
So for the trail marks, I think we're all set with that, correct?
Yeah, I don't think there's a vote involved with that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
for the
We do
prun-
this
Ivy
meeting we're
pruning.
gonna have by.
So the
Yeah.
pruning and, you asked me if I would,
Yeah.
and I'll do
Right,
that,
right.
and we'll get together
I can do
and once, you have all the waivers, I could just reach out to you individually and set a date to go pull some ivy.
Are we allowed to do that with the open meeting issue?
Yes, because I had a conversation with Linda Sassy. About we were all going up to Sandy Meadow to walk the extension or whatever. She says. As long as you don't have a vote. And, in private discussions, that to go and work is allowed. You can have more than, in our case, 3, so it would be 4. You can't have
Right.
4 people working. The purpose of that outing is work. Right, not,
Yeah.
Not a meeting.
not a meeting.
I would say we can forego July unless something
Agreed.
comes up where we
And then we-
have to do a
we'll do it.
meeting, and then you put something together. And just go to August because we need to do that for planning for Windmill Weekend.
I agree.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
I
I
would-
mean, because we're all gonna be working during July doing different projects,
Yeah.
so.
Projects have to keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're all.
If we have, if we have to, if something comes up where we need
Let
to
me
take
know
a vote,
To do it, and yeah.
then you'll call a meeting and we'll make sure we get enough of us together. I think,
I
I'm
agree
good
with
with
that.
that.
I agree.
So
with that.
moved. And a
Second,
Here we go. Aye.
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 Aye,
Okay.
okay, so my understanding is that we're not having a July meeting. If something comes up, please let me know and we can schedule a meeting. You know, it wouldn't even necessarily have to be the third week. It could be the fourth, week if the problem.
Whenever the
came up.
meeting could, yeah,
Whenever a problem comes up and we need to have a vote or a discussion, because then we're not gonna discuss ongoing issues unless you're in your committee of three.
And for the Pruitt birthday, she can actually email us collectively.
Yeah,
It's a work. day.
Right, because it's a work day.
Oh, okay.
It's a work day.
You know,
Just on the scheduling, can I ask if there was any thought of a CPA application this fall?
Okay, so all the new business, here's my new idea for you and the other people. So, I went to a lovely walk, from the bike trail over to the Putnam Conservation Area, because I love the community gardens. And I walked by and there's a wonderful small kiosk there with
At Putnam?
at Putnam. And I'd like you all to take, that's my assignment, take a walk and go look at that. All the information about, it's a conservation area. All the information about that is in one neat box. It's wooden.
At the
uprights,
parking?
and it's got a tiny little roof on it. And all the information is in one place. And I was telling Alex about that, and he said, aha. Every town property in Orleans has it, and also the
Little roof.
Orleans Conservation Trust has it. And Alex, were you the one? It's a company in Vermont. And it would be standardized that each property would have one of these, maybe, if you like this idea. And we could, so once you this summer, look, if you like that model, we could think about CPA funding and, you know, even break it up. I don't have no idea how expensive these things are.
Can we go to Vermont too?
Yeah, so we need a field trip to Vermont.
They're very nice kiosks. I don't recall the price either. But they're locust posts and they're oak framed kiosks with a metal roof. You could choose different colors for the roof. It's nice. It keeps all your information organized and neat all in one spot. So you have signs.
no, take a look. Sounds
So
good.
take a look and tell us what you think.
So
Okay.
a potential thought would be to have a kiosk at the entrance of property. And each of them
Yeah, so it'd be
property.
uniform. I think that'd be great.
Anyway, take a look,
Okay.
take a look. Plus, it's a great walk. Anyway,
So where did you park at the,
you could drive into the Putnam Conservation Area.
drive in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just park.
It's behind the
It's where we started our,
Mhm.
it's where we started our
That's,
cleanup walk. The Putnam area, isn't that right there? Where the
No.
bike path
Yes,
ends?
it is, it is.
Yes, it is. It's
It's
right
the
under the
entrance,
bike
but
track.
the entrance
It's-
is a different.
Yeah,
place.
it's on the other.
It's the other,
Another fun thing to do is take a walk in the Boat Meadow Conservation Area, walk down the bike trail a little
Mhm.
bit and then cut over.
Yeah.
That takes longer, but it's a nice walk.
I need my bug spray.
Where did you start from?
and I'll probably be in my
Yeah,
car
and then look for him. I think he's number 11.
11
Are you 11?
Are
Yeah.
you there during the weekend?
Yes.
weekend after work too. Got a
Oh.
couple.
All right.
I'm looking for an area that,
These are big. You have to be out there a lot. These are
I'll
giant,
go
giant
look at
ones. So anyway, Karen. You
Yeah.
got it. You probably have an idea too. What was your idea? Did you have an
I didn't
idea?
have one. I was just gonna
Oh.
remind everybody of the dates.
Yeah, well, that's my suggestion, and we start talking about those in September. About other people's suggestions.
Well, I would suggest August instead because the CPA presents, Joanna's not here to say, but the CPA committee holds in September, informational session. And then the deadline for submitting things is November,
Okay,
first week in November. So it probably would be a good idea to have that on the August agenda and not wait till September.
okay. So we'll put that on and that can be an up or down vote on these kiosks and any other
In
ideas.
August, yep, sounds good.
And yeah, and then somebody has to volunteer to do the CPA application.
Well, you don't need the application in September, you just need the idea, right?
Well, you need the idea and you need to have a budget and as you know,
Well-
any letters in support and so on, but you need to have something
Something, okay.
as much as
maybe-
possible for the November deadline.
Maybe Alex, all I do is say Alex.
He's used
I
to
know.
that.
Alex, maybe you
They
could
approve in November.
reach out to Orleans or get the name of the company and
I did,
yeah,
yeah.
and then get their brochure.
I'm sending their website around to everyone right now.
Okay,
Okay, great.
there we go.
And I know we're ending, but I have an event at four, so I have to run now, even though. I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna be ending in a minute. Nice to see you.
Kate.
Kate.
Yeah, I have strategic planning in a few minutes, so I'm gonna have
All
to.
right,
jump
thank
off
you.
soon.
Bye, Kate.
Thank you. I have to fill mine out.
The other reason for doing August is that we usually have to meet and vote on any applications and we only meet once a month, so. Just
Okay,
adding into the timeline there.
I just want to know, I'll put it on the August agenda.
Okay.
So that'd
Alright.
be the vote for the kiosk.
Okay, and, okay, other people, please. What? Anything else?
Oh, any
The big one to bring up?
Oh, no, no.
We're good? All right, okay, I have to write this out for you. All right, well then, could I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn?
Oh, I have one more thing. Just
Oh, okay,
quick.
Karen.
just
Uh,
a
Concom reappointed me to open space for another 3 years last
excellent,
night.
excellent. Okay, good. We got the same crew. We're awesome. All right,
Oh,
good,
nice.
good. All right, so we were going to vote, Francis, yes, on adjourning.
Michelle, yes.
Linda,
Karen, yes.
Rob, yes.
All right, and Katie has just left, so, all right, good. Thank you, everybody.